Hey, good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in. Welcome to this week's Midweek Motivation. One of my biggest traveling disappointments came when I was a young boy and my family was getting ready to travel from Kansas to Colorado. I was beyond excited to be able to go to Colorado and see the Rocky Mountains. Now, I had learned about them in school, but this was going to be the first time that I was going to see them in person. And so we traveled down the road about an hour and we came to the Kansas-Colorado border. And wouldn't you know it, there were no mountains in sight. And so then we traveled a little bit further, about another hour, and still no mountains. Now up to this point, Colorado was not living up to my expectations. I was disappointed to have not been able to see any mountains at this point in the journey. But then we kept traveling. And then all of a sudden, there was this faint outline of the Rocky Mountains. And I cannot help but think that my face was basically plastered to the window from that point forward. They are magnificent, and if you've ever seen them, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't ever seen them, then I encourage you to go see them sometime. But that brings us to this quote by John Wooden. It says, "If you go as far as you can see, you will then see enough to go even farther." You know, whether you're traveling or just going through life, sometimes the end, the destination that you're trying to reach, can be a bit hidden. You may know where you want to arrive, but the idea of being able to get to that destination takes a little work that you have to put in. But the good thing is, as you go into that journey and as you get closer to that destination, the further you go, the further you can see beyond that point. And so during this phase in our history, we may not know how long it's going to be, how long we're going to be seeing people wearing masks or social distancing or hoarding of hand sanitizer, but the light at the end of the COVID-19 tunnel will eventually be seen. And remember the quote, "If you go as far as you can see, you will then see enough to go even farther." I wonder if this held true for Abraham as he was traveling to a land he didn't know where it was going to be. You know, God told him to go to a place, but he didn't know where God actually intended for him to go. And so he traveled during the day, he slept at night, he got up and he traveled, and he slept and he traveled. I wonder if sometime during that he was thinking, "God, where are you taking me? When is the end of this journey?" Or what about Noah? As he was on the ark, now we know it rained 40 days and 40 nights, but he didn't necessarily know it was going to rain only that long, which I know is a long time. But still, you know your end of your destination. But he didn't know that. But each day he got a little bit closer and closer. But what about after the rain stopped and the waters had to recede? How long was he going to be on that ark with those animals? He didn't quite know in the middle of it, but a faith in God, a trust in God, he got to the end, and God rewarded him for it. And so finally, as we think about this COVID-19 time that we're living in, if we take precautionary measures, we trust God, may our faith not be wavering, and may you continually be able to go farther to see even farther from one day to the next. So now it's your turn. Has there been a time when this quote held true for you? Hey, God bless, and thanks for watching. Have a great week.